Hey everyone. I feel like I haven't made a video in a while, but that's because I've literally not had the physical space to sit down and film a video because my room, I decided to do a deep clean of my room, and if anyone has experience with this, it maybe doesn't happen for other people, but for me, when I do a deep clean, my room gets way dirtier and messier before it gets cleaner, because I take all the stuff out of my closet and sort through that. So right now, like, all the contents of my closet and everything. Oh dear, hang on. Okay, that's better. Hi. All the contents of my closet are, like, on my floor because I've been sorting through them. So that's why I haven't done a video in a bit. Anyway, I'm down here because I get to be down here and film when my mom is out of the house. And this is going to be a haul video. We went to Williamsburg today for a day trip, and I love Williamsburg. I haven't been in like 4 years, but it is beautiful, especially this time of year. There was snow on the ground everywhere. I mean, it was a little bit messy snow because it was like half melty, but anyway, and there's Christmas decorations, and we did some shopping and went to lunch. And the shopping, they have a Barnes & Noble there that I love because it's just better than the ones around here. So I caved and got some stuff, mainly because I had a $10 gift card that was actually a gift. It's a holiday gift that Barnes & Noble does for members, which is great because it's almost like you get $10 back of the price of your membership at the end of the year. It's awesome. So, you know, you'd think I would go in and say, alright, one book. Initially, that's what I did, but then I did that thing that they always hope you're going to do, where I went in with good intentions, came out with 6 books. Anyway, and we also went to this place that I always forget this place is there, and then we go and I see it and I'm like, and that is the Scotland House Limited. If any of you have been around my channel long enough, you know that I am completely, ridiculously proud and obsessed with my Scottish heritage and ancestry, and also Scotland itself is literally my favorite place on earth. If I could move there tomorrow and live there for the rest of my life, I would. So yeah, I love it. So, you know, somewhere like that kind of, it helps me cope with missing it. So I got a couple things there. Alright, so I'm going to start with those things because then I know just how much time I have left to talk about books. So first, I got a couple clothing items. First being this hat, which I love so much. I saw it and it was purple and I was like, I need to try this on. And it makes me feel so Downton Abbey-ish, like I can't even, sort of, it's like later than that, but you know, I mean, okay, I'm just gonna try it on. And I don't know. If you guys think this looks ridiculous, just don't tell me. But I love it, so I was very excited about it. And I'm really excited because, well, first, it may have looked a little big, but it actually has a drawstring in the back, so you can tighten it to whatever size you want. And also, I'm just really excited about it because it is a fashionable hat that covers my ears, and that never happens for me. Like, if I see a cute hat, it usually will not cover my ears. So I'm so excited about that. And then the other thing I got was a pair of royal blue knit wool gloves. And the best part about this is they are fingerless, which I love because the thing I hate about gloves is I can never do anything on my phone. Anything I want to hold, usually, I mean, I can hold stuff with gloves, but fingerless is a little bit better for me. And they're very warm, so yeah, just excited about these. And then I got some tea stuff. So first, I mentioned that I'm very proud of my Scottish heritage, and so I picked this up. This is the mug for Clan Mackenzie, which is my ancestry, I guess. Mackenzie is my grandmother's maiden name, and yeah, it's got a stag on there. If anyone wants to know why, I'm happy to tell you, but it's a long story, so another video. But anyway, and unfortunately, I don't really drink tea in mugs this small anymore, but I thought it would be cool to drink drinks where I don't drink that much of the drink. Like, I thought it would be a good eggnog mug for this season, or, you know, put bookmarks or something in it. Like, I know that people sometimes use mugs for pens or bookmarks, so I thought that would be a good kind of longer term use for it. And I got some tea. So first I got Scottish breakfast tea, which says, a traditional blend of the finest teas of Assam, I hope I'm saying that right, Ceylon, hope I'm saying that right, and East Africa. This brews a rich golden cup of tea with strength and liveliness to waken the taste buds. And the great thing about this is I never see Scottish breakfast tea in the grocery store. Always Irish breakfast tea or English breakfast tea, both of which I really like, especially Irish breakfast tea, but I never see this, so I was so excited to find this. And then the other one I got, which I'm very intrigued to try, is heather tea. And this just says, a delicate blend of fine teas from Africa and Assam complements the added heather blossoms. So, yeah, this will be really interesting. And I'm going to save these for at least tomorrow. Maybe I'll try one of each tomorrow, or maybe I'll try one tomorrow and one the next day. But at this point, it's very late at night, so I'm not going to try them tonight. But yeah, so I'm very excited about those. And now on to the books. Hopefully I can talk about them in about 7 minutes. So first, I got a couple Neil Gaiman books. First we have Coraline, and I cannot tell you how excited I was to see this. I love these editions, and I knew somewhere in the back of my brain that this, they had this book in this edition, but I had never seen it. And this is the version that I have. I have American Gods, Stardust, Anansi Boys, and Fragile Things in this edition. So I knew this existed, but I had never seen it. So when I saw it in this store, I grabbed it, and I'm so excited about it. So now I just need Smoke and Mirrors, which I technically have a ebook of, but I always prefer owning a physical copy to an ebook. And I'm probably going to break bad and get this edition of Graveyard Book and Neverwhere, even though I technically have both of those in different editions as well. But, you know, I feel like you can't ever have too much of your favorite author, so, yep. Speaking of too much of your favorite author, I also got Trigger Warning. Oh, okay, I should probably read the back of Coraline. Hang on. Okay, so this says, in Coraline's family's new flat, there's a locked door. On the other side is a brick wall, until Coraline unlocks the door, and finds a passage to another flat in another house just like her own, only different. The food is better there. Books have pictures that writhe and crawl and shimmer, and there's another mother and father there who want Coraline to be their little girl. They want to change her and keep her with them forever. So creepy. Coraline is an extraordinary fairy tale / nightmare from the uniquely skewed imagination of #1 New York Times best-selling author Neil Gaiman. So, yeah, I saw the trailer for this 10 years ago, and that's why I still haven't read the book, because even the trailer of the film freaked me out, and I was 18 at the time, and a trailer for a film for a kids movie freaked me out. So, it's about time that I read this, though. And next, Trigger Warning. And I've wanted this for a really long time. I waited to get it because I thought at some point they would come out with this edition for this book, and that still hasn't happened. So I finally just caved and was like, alright, I'm getting this. This is also one that I have the ebook of, but again, I like a physical copy so much better, especially when it's my favorite author. Alright, it says, in this wide-ranging collection of short fiction, Neil Gaiman pierces the veil of reality to reveal the enigmatic, shadowy world that lies beneath. This rich compendium includes previously published stories, poetry, and a very special Doctor Who tale that was written for the 50th anniversary of the beloved series, as well as the never-before-published American Gods novella Black Dog, in which Shadow Moon stops at a village pub on his way back to America. I have read that, and I love it. Horror and ghost stories, speculative fiction and fairy tales, fabulism and verse all combine to illustrate the strength and the breadth of Gaiman's storytelling mastery and cement his reputation as one of the finest writers at work today. Yeah, there's a reason he's my favorite. Very excited for those. Next, I got a couple history books. I got this one on the Plantagenets, The Warrior Kings and Queens Who Made England by Dan Jones. This says, the first Plantagenet kings inherited a blood-soaked realm from the Normans and transformed it into an empire that stretched at its peak from Scotland to Jerusalem. In this epic narrative history of courage, treachery, ambition, and deception, Dan Jones resurrects the unruly royal dynasty that preceded the Tudors. They produced England's best and worst kings, Henry II and his wife Eleanor of Aquitaine, twice a queen and the most famous woman in Christendom. Their son, Richard the Lionheart, who fought Saladin in the Third Crusade, and his conniving brother King John, who was forced to grant his people new rights under the Magna Carta, the basis for our own Bill of Rights. Combining the latest academic research with a gift for storytelling, Jones vividly recreates the great battles of Bannockburn, Cressy, I hope I'm saying that right, and Lewis, hope I'm saying that right, and reveals how the maligned kings Edward II and Richard II met their downfalls. This is the era of chivalry and the Black Death, the Knights Templar, the founding of Parliament, super excited. I've wanted to read something on the Plantagenets ever since I started reading Shakespeare's histories, because at this point I've read Richard II and Henry IV parts 1 and 2, and I'm getting ready to read, hopefully early in 2019, Henry V. So I really wanted a non-fiction history book about them. And next is The Lost Tudor Princess, The Life of Lady Margaret Douglas by Alison Weir. This is just because I'm collecting her books, and this is a little down the road for me, but that's okay. This says, royal Tudor blood ran in her veins. The life of Lady Margaret Douglas, Countess of Lennox, was steeped in intrigue, drama, and tragedy. From her auspicious birth in 1515 to her parents' bitter divorce, from her dangerous love affairs to her appointment as lady-in-waiting to 4 of Henry VIII's 6 wives. In an age when women were expected to stay out of the political arena, Margaret helped orchestrate one of the most notorious marriages of the 16th century, defiantly warred with 2 queens, Elizabeth of England and Mary Queen of Scots, and was instrumental in securing the Stuart ascension to the English throne for her grandson, James VI of Scotland. Drawing on decades of research and myriad original sources, New York Times bestselling author and noted historian Alison Weir brings this captivating character out of the shadows and presents a strong, alluring woman who fearlessly operated at the very highest levels of power. Yeah, excited for that. And the last 2 that I got were Agatha Christie's. Excuse me. First is After the Funeral. This is the one that I'm hoping to get to in 2019 in the Poirot chronological read-through. This would mean I wouldn't be reading 12 Poirots. I would be reading like 6 or 7, but there are several Miss Marples, and I want to finish the Tommy and Tuppence series, and there are some standalones that I want to read. So, but this is tied with Dumb Witness for my favorite Poirot TV adaptation, and this might even win a little bit. So, yeah, I really wanted to get to this next year. So this says, when Cora Lansquenet Lansquenet, I don't know, is savagely murdered with a hatchet, the extraordinary remark she made the previous day at her brother Richard's funeral suddenly takes on a chilling significance. At the reading of Richard's will, Cora was clearly heard to say, "It's been hushed up very nicely, hasn't it? But he was murdered, wasn't he?" In desperation, the family solicitor turns to Hercule Poirot to unravel the mystery. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And last but not least, another one I'm very excited for, and another one where this was the only place that I have seen this so far, is her archaeological memoir, Come Tell Me How You Live. She wrote it under her married name, Agatha Christie Mallowan, and it says in 1930, Agatha Christie and her husband, Sir Max Mallowan, went on their first archaeological dig together and began a lifelong affair with the mysteries of the Middle East. To the world, she was Agatha Christie, author of numerous best-selling mysteries and whodunits, arguably the most popular writer in the English language. But in the 1950s, she wore a very different hat, traveling with her husband, renowned archaeologist Max Mallowan, as he investigated the buried ruins and ancient wonders of Syria and Iraq. Described by the author as a meandering chronicle of life on an archaeological dig, Come Tell Me How You Live is Dame Agatha Christie's first-person account of her time spent in this breathtaking corner of the globe where recorded human history began. It is a fascinating, eye-opening, vibrant, and vivid portrait of a place, a people, and a past by a legendary writer whose extraordinary popularity endures to this day, an altogether remarkable narrative of everyday life in a world now long since vanished. So, yeah, that's exciting. Okay, hopefully this will upload because it's going to be about 17 minutes, which is usually 2 minutes past my cutoff, but we'll see. But anyway, let me know what you think of any of the books that I got, and, you can comment on the other stuff too, but I know some of you only watch for the books, and that's totally cool. But yeah, I'm really excited about these books, and also about my tea, and my hat, and my gloves, and the mug. So anyway, let me know if you guys have read any of these, and obviously no spoilers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.